Be me. 26, IT student because my parents forced it. Not even good at it. LOL. Barely passed coding class, mostly just stared at the screen until someone gave me an answer. Professor kept saying syntax matters, but I couldn't even care less. Was stressed about failing out until one day a lecturer wanted to sleep with me. Said yes. Suddenly grades didn't matter anymore. Realized right there being hot is basically a life hack. Internal monologue was always, things work out for me, I'm untouchable. Friends hyped me up too. They said I was what true girl boss energy meant since no guy could resist me. Felt like proof life would be easy mode forever. Eventually graduate somehow. Walk across stage in heels I could barely stand in. Take 100 selfies, caption them, women in STEM taking over. Nobody prepares you for what happens after though. Suddenly we're all adulting and expected to find jobs. I tell my friends it's harder for women in tech because it's such a male-dominated space. Deep down, I know I never actually did the work. But hey, oppression is a good cover story. I always brag about breaking ceilings to men while I'm still unemployed. Tell myself I deserve a break after all the hard work at uni. Decide to take a few years off to just chill. Life still feels easy. Guys always took me on holidays, bought me dinners, random let me spoil you weekends. Felt like proof I didn't need to grind like everyone else. Told my friends, see, men are supposed to provide. It's natural order. Deep down, I thought it would just stay like this forever. Then something shifted. Same guys who used to fly me out started getting busy with work. Texts went from pack your bags to maybe another time. DMs slowed down, gifts stopped coming. Suddenly, I was the one asking when we're hanging out. They'd leave me on red, or worse, say, you should focus on your career. Career? Thought that was optional. Parents start dropping hints. Mum says, your cousins all have jobs now. Dad sighs every time he pays my credit card bill. Group chat still hypes me up, but even they start working office jobs. I'm still just floating, waiting for the next invite that never comes. That's when parents finally press me. Time to get serious, you can't live off vibes forever. Panic, because I never thought about career seriously. Luckily, my parents know people. Mom's friend's husband works in some mid-size IT services firm. They're always looking for fresh faces. Translation? They want someone pretty to parade in front of clients. He said I'd be perfect because I had the right kind of energy, aka my face. Sent in an application, didn't even understand half the job description, but got the call for an interview instantly. Showed up in a blazer over a crop top, HR woman basically drooling. Low-key felt like I didn't need to sleep with anyone this time, but to be honest, wouldn't have ruled it out if it helped. First morning on the job, HR lady walks me around like I'm the new face of the company. Open floor plan, phones ringing off the hook, whiteboards filled with scribbles and acronyms I don't recognize. Guys hunched over desks with coffee mugs that look like they haven't been washed since college. Everyone has that hollow-eyed but sharp look, like they've been living off caffeine and rejection. New hire introductions in a side room. 4 guys and me, all mid to late 20s. Button-downs, slightly wrinkled, but their eyes wired. They go around sharing backgrounds. Took me 3 years to get certified. Failed twice. Finally passed. I shadowed account execs for a year before they let me even touch a client. Was doing contract gigs just to pay rent until I got this shot. They chuckle like they're swapping battle scars. I just smile and say, IT degree, like that explains everything. They nod, assume I must have grinded just like them. Then one of them leans over, asks, so what stack did you specialize in? Brain blank. I laugh, toss my hair, and say, the important one. Room goes dead quiet for a beat. They politely move on, but I can feel the gap widening. Later, in the briefing room, projector humming, manager pacing through slides about how the business works. Basically, we sell IT services to companies and prove we understand their problems. Compliance, security, data. Not rocket science, but you actually need to know what the words mean. Guys are typing notes furiously. I doodle a crown in my glitter notebook and write #BossBabe in bubble letters. Half the terms sound fake anyway, like they're designed to scare people into buying. Lunch after, we grab trays in the cafeteria, guys still talking like it's game film, pain points this, mapping requirements that. Mark, the tired one next to me, asks, so what do you think about compliance frameworks? I sip my iced latte like it's armor. Honestly, clients don't care about that stuff. They just need someone like me to close the deal. Grin, tilt my head, wait for laughs. Silence. Forks scrape plates, someone coughs into their napkin. Finally, one of them mutters, "Yeah, but we still had to learn it." I smirk, flick my hand like brushing dust off my shoulder. "Sweetie, it's mostly men in IT anyway. I've got the advantage. Just wait until clients see me." Say it loud enough that people at the next table glance over. The guys exchange looks. Not angry, more like tired resignation. Mark just stabs at his salad, doesn't even look up. Another one. I think his name's Jason. Or Jacob. Whatever. Shakes his head slowly. He says, "Good for you if it worked out that way. But out here, it's different." I raise an eyebrow, lean back like I'm untouchable. He adds, "Clients actually want answers. They'll test you." The table goes quiet again, like they're waiting for me to realize something. I just sip my iced latte and grin like I already closed a deal. Later that week, I'm walking back from the printer when Jason/Jacob/whatever stops me in the hall. "Hey, if you want, I can share my notes from training. Might help avoid tripping up on your first calls." I laugh in his face, wave my hand like I'm swatting a fly. "Thanks, but I don't need a study guide to smile." His mouth twitches like he wants to argue, but he just shrugs. "Your call," he says, walking away. I tell myself I won that exchange, but the look on his face felt like pity more than defeat. Few days pass. I drift through onboarding, scroll Instagram and meetings, doodle slogans instead of bullet points. Guys grind late, comparing notes, helping each other prep decks like nerds cramming for finals. I roll my eyes every time, convinced sales is just vibes. Then manager drops a fresh lead into the team channel, local manufacturing company looking to upgrade their security. Before anyone else can say a word, I type, "I'll take it," and claim it. Jason or Jacob looks like he's about to offer help, but shuts his mouth. Mark raises an eyebrow, asks, "You want someone to sit in with you?" I smirk, shake my head. "No thanks, I've got this one." They exchange looks, but let me have it. Set up the first video call with the contact. Middle-aged guy, shaved head, flashy watch, reeking of cologne even through the screen. He beams when he sees me, leans toward the camera. "Young energy is refreshing in sales," he says right away. I giggle, pretend to jot something down. Then he shifts gears. "So tell me, how would your platform handle our audit requirements?" "We've got compliance checks coming up." My stomach flips. I have no idea what he's talking about, so I flash a smile and say, "Oh, we're totally covered there, trust me." He nods, but his eyes flicker, asks another one. "What about downtime guarantees?" "I can't afford outages," I stammer. "Say something about, we play nice with everyone." His grin returns, but now it's different, like he knows I'm bluffing. Call wraps after 20 minutes of me dodging questions and leaning into charm. Right before we hang up, he smirks and says, "Maybe we should talk this through properly, over dinner." Easier face to face. Ego shoots through the roof. I text the group, chat instantly. About to close a fat deal over wine and steak, LOL men are too easy. Friends spam crown emojis and queen gifs. Meanwhile, one of the guys overhears me bragging, mutters, "Careful, that client's tricky." I laugh loud enough for everyone to hear. "Don't worry, sweetie, I've got this." Day of the dinner. I show up in heels and a dress, notebook still in my bag, untouched. Restaurant feels expensive, candlelight bouncing off glasses. I can already picture the group chat hype post. Closing deals in heels. He orders a bottle of red without even asking, keeps refilling my glass like he's setting a rhythm. Conversation drifts between business and not business. He leans closer every course, voice dropping lower each time, keeps saying things like, "You've got the kind of energy I wish I saw more in sales," and "Tech people overcomplicate everything, but you keep it simple." I giggle, flip my hair, nod like I understand what keeping it simple actually means. I start steering it, testing how far I can push. Trace the rim of my glass with a finger, smile, say, "Look, I don't drown clients in boring details. I'm more about building relationships." Let the pause hang, eyes locked on him. He chuckles, doesn't disagree. By the main course, I drop the hint outright. "Help me make this deal happen," I say lightly, "and I'll make sure you're taken care of too." Say it with a laugh, but my knee brushes his under the table on purpose. He grins, doesn't promise anything, just says, "We'll see where things go." In my head, that's as good as a signed contract. Dessert comes, and I'm already picturing my name climbing the leaderboard, already imagining posting a smug selfie captioned "Queen of Sales." By the time we leave, he doesn't need to spell anything out. I'm convinced it's locked in. The contract's mine. End up in his hotel room, telling myself it's just part of the game. Besides, I've done worse for less. At least this time, there's supposed to be a paycheck at the end. Weekend passes. Monday morning, I waltz in smug, already picturing my name on the leaderboard with a fat number. Phone buzzing with messages from the girls. So did you close? I don't answer yet, planning a big reveal. Then I hear murmurs at the desks. Client signed over the weekend, but not with me. Someone whispers, he shipped the full deck Friday night. Dude didn't sleep. Another. Client replied 1:12 a.m. with, this is exactly what we needed. Turns out, he went with an account exec from another team. One of the grinders who actually built a detailed proposal apparently stayed up late Friday night, pulling system diagrams, mapping costs, addressing every pain point. Boss claps him on the back in front of everyone. Client's email literally says, your colleague really understood our needs. I freeze at my desk. All my bravado crumbles in silence. Wasn't this supposed to be the easy part? My whole life, doors just opened if I smiled. Grades, trips, dinners, all handed to me. Why does it feel like the rules suddenly changed now that I'm at work? Phone still buzzing with, Queen? Did you close? I type, almost, and never hit send. Walk past the guys, expecting snide comments. They don't say a word, just smirk at their screens. The silence feels louder than laughter. A week later, manager calls me in, says I'll get another chance. Smaller client, mid-sized finance firm. Their IT manager wants a discovery call. I perk up, think this is my redemption arc. Walk into the glass meeting room with my stupid shiny notebook in hand. Client shows up on Zoom. This time it's a woman, calm but sharp. She dives right in. What kind of support structure do you have for multi-site rollouts? I blink, say, oh, we scale great. We're seamless. She frowns politely, asks about downtime policies, licensing tiers, integrations. I throw words around like synergy and visibility. She tilts her head, asks, do you mean SSL or SQL? I panic and say, yes, too quickly. Her expression doesn't change, but I can feel the executioner's blade. 20 minutes later, she ends with, we'll circle back internally. I know that's a velvet guillotine. Meeting ends, I slam notebook shut, realize the only things written inside are doodles, hashtags, and one heart with hashtag bossbabe in it. Manager sighs, rubs his forehead, says, you need to study. I storm out, text group chat. Female managers hate other women, discuss. They reply, jealousy is real, Queen. Next few weeks blur together. Call after call, meeting after meeting. I can't close a single one. Every time clients start asking real questions, my mind blanks. My trust me, we've got it covered. Smile isn't cutting it anymore. Meanwhile, the guys are racking up wins. Ugly dudes I wouldn't have even looked at twice in uni, receding hairlines, bad teeth, living off energy drinks, yet somehow they know exactly what to say, throwing around acronyms and case studies like second nature. Clients actually listen to them, nod, sign contracts. Leaderboard climbs week by week, their names glowing higher, mine sinking further. Each commission check feels like a slap. They cash theirs with grins, joke about upgrades to their cars, weekend trips. I'm stuck wondering how my card bill will get paid. I tell myself it's bias, tell myself clients just don't get me, but the truth is starting to sink in. I'm running out of excuses. Catch myself staring at the exit door some nights, thinking maybe I should just quit before they fire me first. Tell myself, men are just scared. Tell myself, if I were a guy, nobody would care. But the leaderboard on the wall glows like a scoreboard in hell. My name at the bottom, theirs climbing higher each week. Commission checks drop, mine thin as a napkin. For half a second, I convince myself maybe I'll see a bonus anyway. Like, surely I get a partial share, right? I entertained him, I took the dinner, I did the work in my own way. Boss doesn't even glance at me. The grinder who sent the full deck gets the fat payout instead. When I finally open my envelope, it's so light, I think they forgot a page. Heat rushes up my neck, face burning while everyone else folds their checks with grins. Mark's is thick enough to fold in half. 2 new hires, nerdy-looking guys fresh out of uni, already above me in rankings. Exact types who would have spammed my DMs back in the day, the ones I'd reject without even looking at their faces. Now they're cashing fatter checks than me, grinning like they won the lottery. Manager claps them on the shoulder, calls them fast learners. I force a smile. But inside, I'm burning. I linger by the leaderboard longer than usual, arms crossed, trying not to let my face crack. Mark walks by, pauses when he sees me staring. For once he doesn't smirk, just says quietly, "Rough month?" I snap back, "Clients just don't get me." They're biased, it's obvious. Mark leans against the wall, folds his arms. Or maybe they just want answers. I roll my eyes. Easy for you to say, you've had everything handed to you. Nobody questions guys in this industry. He actually laughs at that, not cruel, just disbelieving. Handed to me? You think I didn't grind for this? I spent years failing interviews, studying certifications, eating ramen in a studio apartment just for a shot at this job. I flinch, but double down. Yeah, but you'll never understand what it's like for women. I had to fight bias my whole career. Mark raises an eyebrow. Your whole career? You just got here? That stings more than I want to admit. I fumble, try to regain ground. Look, it's just different. Men are lucky. You don't have to think about your looks, your age, whether people like you. He cuts me off, voice firm. Lucky? Try being invisible your whole life. Try getting ignored in school, no girls wanting to sit with you, no dates, no free dinners, no free trips. Try working 2 jobs while watching people like you get everything just for smiling. His words hit like a punch to the gut. I cross my arms tighter, desperate to block it out. So what? You're saying I didn't earn anything? He doesn't blink. You didn't. Not here. And the board doesn't care about your feelings. It cares about numbers, knowledge, work. I try to laugh it off, voice cracking. Please, you're just bitter. If I wanted to, I could still coast forever. Mark shakes his head slowly. Maybe you could. But not here. Not in technical sales. Here, every number is proof. Every check is reality. No one cares how you got in the door, only what you deliver. I'm shaking with anger. Want to argue more, but nothing comes out. He pushes off the wall, heading back to his desk. Before leaving, he adds, almost gently, "We weren't born unlucky. We just didn't have shortcuts. That's why we're still here when shortcuts run out." I stand there, jaw tight, pretending his words don't matter, but the echo won't leave my head. I post on LinkedIn that night, leaving a toxic male-dominated org to protect my peace. #girlboss. I think it's true. Women need their own spaces to truly shine. Leaderboard image still burned in my brain, my name dead last. I whisper to myself, results don't care who you are, then louder, to drown it out. But men are still intimidated by me. Hit post anyway, pretending that makes it true. What do you think? Did I deserve to go through all this?